With the DocuSign for Zapier integration, you can connect the DocuSign IAM platform with the Zapier automation ecosystem and automate end-to-end agreement workflows across thousands of applications. To get started, log into your Zapier account. You can leverage one of the many pre-configured Zap templates to get started quickly. You can also include DocuSign trigger events and actions in a new or existing Zap. Select the DocuSign app. The first time you use the app, you will be prompted to sign into your DocuSign account. Select your account type and enter your DocuSign account email address and password. Then, choose the desired trigger or action event. The DocuSign for Zapier integration includes many trigger events for key DocuSign events, such as when an envelope is created, sent, or completed, when an envelope or recipient status is updated, and when an identity verification is pending or completed by a recipient. If you have a DocuSign IAM plan, you can also use events for key Workflow Builder, Agreement Manager, and Workspaces events. For example, you can start a Zap when a workflow starts, completes, or fails, when an agreement is added or updated in Agreement Manager, and when a new workspace is created, or when a user or document is added to a workspace. The integration also includes many action events for key DocuSign actions, such as sending an envelope using a template or document, downloading an envelope document, or voiding an envelope. If you have a DocuSign IAM plan, you can also include actions for key Workflow Builder, Agreement Manager, and Workspaces actions. For example, you can automatically trigger, cancel, pause, or resume a workflow, find, upload, update, or delete an agreement in Agreement Manager, and add a document or user in a workspace, or create a brand new workspace. You can also add advanced custom actions using an API request for additional functionality. Let's see an example of how a customer leverages the Zapier integration. In this example, the Zap triggers when a new agreement is added to DocuSign Agreement Manager. The customer uses filters so that only specific MSAs that contain an NDA will trigger the Zap. Then, they use a Zapier step to extract the company name from the agreement and use 2 HubSpot steps to locate the related company and contact records in their CRM. They leverage 2 DocuSign Workspaces steps to create a new workspace for the customer and add the customer and account manager to the workspace. This will facilitate managing future agreements for the customer. Then, they use a Workflow Builder step to automatically trigger a workflow. The workflow includes multiple steps, including collecting data from the customer via a web form, verifying their identity with DocuSign ID verification, and sending the necessary documents for signature. Finally, they use a Gmail step to automatically send a welcome email to the customer and copy all the relevant stakeholders. If you have questions on using the DocuSign for Zapier integration, file a support ticket with Zapier.